So we go to the after party and pull up and we're excited and there's fans outside
Yeah.
and yelling our names and we're like, we'll come out and see you when we're done. So we go inside and we get our drink and and we run into obviously like Heather and Amanda were the only ones that we knew really that were there. So we're like, yay, good, thank God, somebody we know. So we were chit chatting, whatever, and then Heather. We had moved over at this point. Heather came over to me and she said she had just gone over to Jamie Lee. And she seemed a little off. And Heather said something like, maybe she's like, I just feel like I was kind of maybe bothering her, which I understand. It's late.
Yeah,
She's tired. You're
it's a lot
sitting down. She's got her shoes off. Like everyone's coming up to her. She's like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, well, does she know who you are? Because Heather did the video, talking about her. And it was such a great video. And she's like, no, I've never met her before. And I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. So you didn't meet her, and then that's how I knew she did the bullet points and stuff because it seemed like she knew, like had spent time with her or worked with her or something like that. And that was, she's like, no, whatever, it's okay. And I was like, God, we have got to Scout. We got to fucking do it, man. We're like, let's just do it.
Well,
like,
I saw her and I was like, now is the time. I was like,
she's right there.
Ruby Rose was going up to her and they looked like they were having a really lovely time. And I was like, yeah, she's so
Ruby
cool.
Rose
I was
is like we can go up to her. Fucking
I was
Ruby
like, look,
Rose
she
is
doesn't
going
have
up to
shoes
her.
on. Like she's so badass. Let's go. Like that. Now is the time. So
and then their
lines
lines were forming.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that bad. There was nobody there.
Right. It was just her
and like her two kids.
Yeah, like kind of, but like doing their own thing. And then people were kind of around her, like waiting to say hi because she was kind of doing stuff. And then her photographer was there, and her photographer's super cool.
So cool. He knew who we were.
Yes.
He was like, oh my God, the horror icon.
Yeah, he was really, really nice. And he was the only one that I think had really been given permission to be inside and take photos inside. So now was our moment, guys.
Now was our moment. We were so excited. We were so nervous, but we were so excited. So and we went with the other girls.
I was like, if we all go together, we'll all go together. Heather, Amanda, Scout, and I, let's go together. Like we'll all just do it. So power in numbers, right? So we're like, this is great. We can just knock it out. So we walked up and one of the producers is there and who we knew, and I was like, hey, oh good, you're standing here with your his wife and his kid, and I was like, great, maybe if we get introduced through one of the people that she already knows, it won't be so awkward and weird for us. If that producer could be like, hey, do you know Danielle Harris, Scout Compton? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And I was like, hey, you got to introduce us. You got to introduce us, please. Fucking introduce us. And he was like, and I was like, oh, he's got his wife and his daughter. Maybe it's just like too much. Like, here's 6 people that you don't know. Mm-hmm. So he took his picture. She was very welcoming and lovely with them and took photos and left. And it's like, okay, now is our chance. But her back was to us. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So I went up to the photographer and I said, hey, would you get a picture of all of us girls, of all of us? And that's when he was like, yeah, that would be epic. I was like, cool. So I think he had said something to her about like, we're going to do this as she had turned. And then I was like, okay, now's my chance. And I went up and she took out her hand and she said, she just said, Jamie Lee Curtis. And she shook my hand and I said, hi, I'm Danielle Harris. So I played, and she was just like, but like, what's going on? Spit it out. And I said, I played your daughter, Jamie, Laurie Strode's daughter, Jamie, in the older Halloween franchise. And she goes, I don't remember exactly how it came out, but it was, I've never seen those movies. I don't watch those movies. And I was just, there was a moment where I thought, I've heard this about her, but I'm waiting for her to say like, but I know, but honey, I know you. I haven't seen them, but I know you. Or, oh my God, I haven't seen them, but that's awesome. Or something, and she just said, I don't watch those movies. I've never seen those movies. I don't watch them. I don't know who you are. And I was just like, oh, okay. And that was really like, I was just sort of like a deer in headlights. I just didn't know how to continue the conversation, because when you're sort of like cut off, how do you then say, well, can I continue to tell you how awesome I think you are? You know, it was just sort of like, I don't, okay, next, I'm sorry, I don't know you. You know, it was like.
Yeah, and I didn't know what.
You weren't here. You couldn't hear me.
I didn't know. I was kind of waiting for my
You're waiting your turn. Yeah.
And
I walked away and went over to the photographer dude. Like, I was just like, I don't know.
Well, and then that's when the photographer got us all together.
Yeah.
He like immediately after your encounter, he got us all together. And
wasn't she like, well, what are we doing, guy? What's going on? What are we doing?
Yeah,
to him.
Yeah, which I didn't know what had happened, so I was like, oh yeah, she's busy. She's got she's got so much to do. I get it. She's like taking so much photos with everybody. I was like, okay, I'll just talk to her after this photo, like really fast, just like tell her how much I love her and like thank you and like I played you and like it's such an honor to like be able to play Laurie Strode with you and whatever. So when we took that photo.
I was so far away.
You were so far away that the photographer was like, Danielle, scoot in. Because you were so far.
I
understand. I understand why you were so far.
I was frozen. I didn't know what had happened. And I just like got stuck in time. Mm-hmm. You know, like it just was not. I mean, I was just sad and I didn't know what had happened. And I just kept feeling like she's going to say, I'm just kidding at any point. And it didn't happen. So you could see like I'm just sort of standing. I was like just standing there. And we took the picture and then I just walked away fast. It was like
you were
embarrassed.
Gone.
I was out.
You were gone.
And then I turned around and I saw you standing there waiting to talk to her. She was talking to somebody else. And you were waiting and I was like, is she going to tap her on the shoulder? Oh God. What is happening?
Save me.
I did. I was like, scout.
Oh, I didn't. Well,
you can't hear me. I know.
I needed to talk. I was like, I need to like say how much you mean to me. And I'm not going to tell my story because I'm already getting emotional. And this is what I was like trying not to do. Cause like in the last episode I cried and oh my God, fuck. I'm such a crybaby. But yeah, it was equally as like...
Yeah, it's disappointing and...
it was
just disappointing.
It was like the same encounter, but me just saying that I played Laurie Strode. So, unfortunately, it wasn't the happy... We just left feeling very, very hurt. And thank goodness...
I just felt dumb.
Right? I felt hurt. I was like... I like was swallowing tears so bad that like, the first person I reached was Heather and I kind of told her what happened. And she was like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I just like, it just was like, okay, I got to swallow my tears. I'm not going to cry to Heather right now at this after party. So
this is the problem, guys. Like, again, this is why we didn't want to say anything because
but we also
you
don't
need to
lie.
love her. Like, if you love her, you love her. She is the face of this franchise. As much as we like to be a part of this, this is Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, Laurie Strode, it's like she's why we're here. So it's very hard to be like we're sad and disappointed. And
I think we're just shocked and hurt. And
she doesn't need to know who we are, you guys.
Yeah, no,
it's not about that.
Fine.
It's just. I guess I had just envisioned something so like that I will be able to tell my kids. You know what I mean? Like I wanted a story that was like I don't know. I didn't want this to be my story about all these years I've said, I've never met her. And everyone's like, what? You've never met her? It's like, no, we've never met her. And then
and I didn't realize how much of an impact that woman has had in my life.
Yeah.
Until meeting her. And it was so sad.
Yeah.
And, someone saying that they don't to shush you away or they don't know who you are and kind of not even care was just like, I mean, I still am emotional talking about it. So obviously
that's the thing. You don't need to know who we are. You can just say, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. And thank you for telling me that I'm, an inspiration.
Like an inspiration and an honor. Yeah. So unfortunately, we were just like trying to figure out how to like put this into words, and
because everyone's like, "Oh my God, tell me everything!"
Because
I'm so excited for you.
Because we were excited, and everybody has known how I've been wanting to meet her since I was like fucking 15 years old. You a lot younger. It's like
10.
It's crazy, and
maybe we just got her on a bad day, Scout.
Yeah, maybe.
Everyone's allowed to have
Everyone's
a bad day.
allowed, to have a bad day. But we just can't lie about the experience. But unfortunately,
we were bummed, guys. Yeah. We tried so hard. We really wanted to tell her how much we loved her.
Well, we did. We did.
We started to. We could, kind of. We tried
to. Oh, man. Well, I just hope that nobody else has that sort of experience. And I hope that you guys will never have that experience with us.
Never.
For sure.
Never. Never.
Yeah, but I do understand being a human being and having a bad day and all of that stuff.
People have said that about us. I
understand.
You know what I mean? People say like, you seemed like you were irritated or you were whatever. And it's like, you just don't know.
Yeah. But we just can't fucking lie to you guys right now.
Because you're going to ask.
Yeah. So, and that's all we're going to say of it. That's all we're going to say of it.
That's all there was to it.
Yeah, that was it.
We were upset. We cried. Scout cried.
Thank God you were there. Thank God we were together.
God.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
We keep saying, could you imagine if that happened on the car? If we pushed our way onto the red carpet and that happened in front of everybody?
I would have
in front of photographers. It would have been captured on
I am
film.
So glad that you went up first.
Oh, great, thanks.
Because if that photo would have happened after me, there would have been like tears just running down.
I would love to see the photos in the beginning that he was taking when I was 5 feet away from her, like standing there in shock.
Oh, if I would have known that, I should have gone up there with you. I'm so sorry that I didn't go up there with you.
It's okay, but I wanted us to have our separate moments.
I wish you were with me.
Well, I think it would have been even worse.
I'm so glad I had the strength to like walk away.
If we would have been together, it would have been worse, I think, because we both would have been trying to like, we love you, we love you, we love you, and should have been like, go away from me, girls. This is too much for me to handle.
Well, that's what happened anyways. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Just we had to do it separately.
All right.
Anyway, guys.
But it's nice to know that we had the same story.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
And I would definitely say go see the movie, you guys. You have to see the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, at least just to talk about it, because there's a lot of interesting stuff in it.
There is so many interesting. And
there's a lot of good.
Really
it's
well.
shot awesome. There's a lot of good elements in it.
There's
a lot of good acting. There are some really cool. There are some cool kills.
We're just talking about our opinion because of what we wanted to see.
Yeah,
which is what everybody does. So this is why some of our opinions are what they are. It's because we wanted to see another kind of movie.
Yeah,
but definitely go check it out.
It was different than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for sure. And Roland.
Good job, dude.
See you on the big screen, motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
All right, guys. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.